If you've missed Hogwarts, and let's face it, who hasn't, there's a chance to revisit the old place in Crimes of Grindelwald, the second Fantastic Beasts entry from J.K. Rowling. The visit comes complete with a young Dumbledore, played nicely by Jude Law. But it's not the destination, only a stop along the way for young Newt Scamander. He's the Magizoologist, played by Eddie Redmayne, who has to figure out how to deal with the evil Grindelwald. Now, in case you didn't remember, he's the shapeshifter who wants pure-blood wizards to rule over humans. Naturally, he gets out of prison, and Newt has to figure out how to stop him. That means he has to corral a bunch of friends to help him through. Not the least of which is Dumbledore, who has some sage advice. Directed by Peter Yates, this installment seems more confident than the first and finds its own way without constant references to Harry Potter. Redmayne still seems a little awed by all of this, but there's enough going on, including an evil, over-the-top performance by Johnny Depp as the bad guy, to keep you interested in going back to the Hogwarts well one more time.
We have 3 days to look and move like a team of men. The best thing we have going for us is being who we are. Why? Because no one thinks we have the balls to pull this off.
Viola Davis is back in Oscar's Inner Circle with Widows, a gritty drama from director Steve McQueen. Based on a British miniseries, Widows looks at a group of women whose men are killed rather suddenly, prompting the survivors to figure out what has happened. Davis plays Veronica, the leader who discovers there's deception at hand and a need for revenge. She pulls in several others, making this a way to comment on current events. Michelle Rodriguez, Elizabeth Debicki, and Cynthia Erivo join her on the quest, making this an intriguing puzzle of epic proportions. Davis, though, is the one to watch. She doesn't waste any time and certainly doesn't wallow in sympathy. Widows is her search for survival. And finally this week, there's a simple comedy about a couple who become parents through the foster care system and discover the kids really aren't buying it. Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne play the parents under Sean Anders' direction. And if any of that rings a bell, well, you may remember Anders as the writer of Wahlberg's Daddy's Home Pictures. This one has a very similar vibe. With your movies in a minute, I'm Bruce Miller.